Hello and what is going on, guys? Today I'm going to talk about Sahawi. I'm sorry about that pronunciation. I'm not an expert at some English pronunciations, especially names. But let's get into what happened, okay? We've got another Tory and another tax fraud. And yeah, you know it. This is basically becoming daily news. Tories making tax fraud, and this is not specific for Tories. This happens all over the world. Conservatives always do this. Look at the Republicans in the USA. I mean, the president Donald Trump did massive tax fraud. But at least in the UK, people aren't as dumb and fooled by the corporate propaganda as in America, even though I think that definitely the UK has a lot of corporate propaganda that a lot of people believe in. The majority of people at least know how to think, which I'm sorry, Americans, but it's not necessarily the same in your country. Okay, anyways, let's talk about what happened. So, I'm not gonna say I've got full like understanding of exactly what happened. What I understood was this guy, Sahibi, sits in the government and he has an important role in the government. He also was funneling money because before his okay, let's see. Before he made a company before he went to the parliament and he was funneling the money to Gibraltar, and because Gibraltar's got lower tax rates, and that 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 made him, well, obviously get a bunch of money because he paid less in taxes, which you weren't supposed to do. Oh, there's 30 million unsecured loans. Yeah, made to okay, okay. This might be something entirely else than what I said, but anyway, let's take a look. Loans we used to finance parts of a large UK portfolio reported last year as about £100 million and were declared in company accounts which span a period from 2017 to 2021, but give no information about who the lenders are. Yeah, we're gonna talk about what Richie thinks later. Accounts show under £30 million has been provided as unsecured loans to a company called Sahawi and Sahawi. Okay, which has paid 60 million for a property portfolio that includes commercial and retail premises in London, Birmingham, yeah, a bunch of places. Okay, okay. Yeah, saving his political career, it says here. I hope he doesn't, I hope that guy goes back and he proves to be an example so that at least the Tories won't attempt tax fraud for like, well, how long would it be? Maybe half a year if we're lucky? I don't expect that much. They will commit tax fraud immediately after. They don't really give a shit. Yeah, okay, here it is. Um, yeah, they were held by Gibraltar, Bulge Investments. Yeah, there, 3.7 million in capital gains tax of the sale of shares. Man, like capitalist economy is so complicated, and that's probably the reason that they always get away with this. Maybe I need to learn a little bit more how. No, I mean, uh, well, sometimes I feel like I need to learn more about how they keep doing this tax fraud all the time. But really, to be honest, it's probably super complicated so that normal people don't understand it, so that they get away with it. That's probably part of the entire process. So I think I'm not supposed to understand it, so maybe that would be good to understand it, but whatever. Well, yeah. We got okay, so does seem like it's not only a little bit of tax fraud. This guy went tax fraud all the way. Anyways, let's get to our favorite Sky News, our favorite bourgeoisie media. Okay, just kidding, but yeah, they are not very unbiased. They're very, I would say, right-leaning, maybe classical liberal, or even further to the right, news agency. They are very much corrupted like the rest of the news agencies. But let's hear what they have to say about Richie Sunak, and yeah.
A change of scene, but no escape from the same set of problems. a cabinet get-together at the Prime Minister's Grace and Favour mansion. The PM's priorities.
By the way, isn't it a little bit funny that the PM's got a mansion? I mean, I suppose like most PMs has got a mansion, but ain't that kind of sad, you know? UK prime ministers, they always have so much money. Like, what the fuck? I mean, I guess. Oh, sorry about the word there, but yeah. I mean, I guess the Labour people, well, the Labour PMs. I'm not gonna say that I know this, but I'd assume that they've got at least a little bit less of this kind of rich, posh, well, look, I'm a lord and I've got all this mansion and yada yada yada. But I guess it's part of the Conservative Party to, well, the party leader becomes the person who becomes the party leader is the person with the biggest mansion, you know.
And the party's election prospects on the agenda, but Rishi Sunak's still stuck on an issue that's dogged him for days.
Someone who's here today is Nadeem Zahawi. Do you have confidence in him?
When it comes to Nadeem Zahawi or anyone else, what I believe in is due process, and that's why I appointed an independent advisor to look into
Independent, okay, okay, sure, yeah. Independent.
the questions that have been raised, investigate the situation fully, establish the facts, and provide advice to me.
Hardly a ringing endorsement of the man he made party chairman. The Prime Minister knows he needs to get back on track fast.
Yeah, he definitely does because Brits have probably had enough of the Tories by this point, and I wouldn't blame them. I mean, I do respect that you people. I mean, there's like 20%, at least 25 maybe, of Brits are completely brain dead. But I guess too much tea overdose can cause some mental issues, I suppose. But the rest of you seem quite a lot smarter than, well, Swedish people. No, I'm not gonna take a jab at Swedish people, but yeah, let's just say our election didn't go very well, and even the parties that are supposedly left-leaning don't feel very left-leaning. I mean, nor does Keir Starmer, but at least you guys got Mick Lynch, so you guys are good. And you got like all the good news agencies, and you guys got a lot of good shit, okay? I mean, I'm not saying all the good news agencies. That then I don't mean the like Sky News and whatever. That yeah, the mainstream media is corrupt, but the the left-wing media is very good. Novara Media, I recommend you check out. Double Down News. And you also got some very good, very good party members. So remember that you people still got some hope. Anyways, let's get back to Richie Sunak.
Rishi Sunak heard today that there is just about a path to him staying in Downing Street after the next election, providing pretty much everything goes his way from here on in. But with the investigation into Nadeem Zahawi's tax affairs expected to last up to another 10 days, there's no sign yet that his premiership is having a positive effect for the Conservatives in the polls.
Wait, did the guys say that? Huh? Are we talking about Richie or are we talking about? Okay, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm feeling a little bit stupid. Talking about Richie here or the Sahawi guy? Because it felt very stupid if you'd say that the Sahawi guy's tax fraud would give them a positive outcome. I'm thinking that they mean the PM here. Okay, let's assume they mean the PM. Yeah, obviously, like instituting the richest person in wait, okay, I'm seeing a propaganda article in the bottom right there. But anyways, let's forget Sky News, I mean, right? Anyways, let's not get interrupted. Yeah, appointing the richest man in parliament to be the prime minister because he's the richest man in parliament doesn't really sound like, well, you know, a good move when the country is literally starving and the energy prices are going up over the roof. Yeah, it's just a little bit weird, okay? Just a little bit like, yeah, I don't think Richie Sunak, you know, is very much able to think from the perspective of the common people, the common working class that he loves to suppress with his favorite billionaire friends.
The tax settlement that threatens Mr. Zahawi's political career did include a penalty. He says it was all a careless, not deliberate mistake. The head of HMRC in front of MPs today, less sure.
There are no penalties for innocent errors in your tax affairs. So
Yeah,
if you take reasonable care but nevertheless make a mistake, whilst you will be liable for the tax and for interest if it's paid late, you would not be liable for a penalty.
you're trying to say he's not gonna get a penalty. Okay, well, luckily Britain is corrupt, so he might actually get away with it, okay? But just saying, just saying, so if you're watching, man. No, just kidding, he isn't. We're writing you down on the list, bro. We'll come and we'll collect those taxes when socialism is coming, bro. It won't be very fun, okay?
Stratford upon Avon has been Conservative for decades. But this is Nadim Zahawi's seat, and frustrations with the local MP and his party are running high.
It's disgraceful. You can't put yourself into public life and particularly be Chancellor of the Exchequer. I think he moves with whatever suits him.
Yeah, of course, duh. It's not like Tories have ever done anything that is not beneficial to them or their billionaire friends. That's the only thing they do. And I'm sorry to say it, but if this is the first time you're realizing that, then have you been living under a rock?
It's not right, is it? It's not right. It needs to
It's not right. It's not right. Of course it's not right.
come clean and just explain himself, really.
I'm sorry. I don't think he's gonna be able to explain himself. I mean, what's he gonna say? That he's a criminal? He deserves to get into jail? No. He's just gonna ask a billionaire friend and they're gonna bail him out or whatever. Dude, I don't want to even get into it, but let me just say, I don't think justice is gonna be served here.
Rule for us and one rule for those other people. I think that's what I think about it. I think it's crazy.
Nadim Zahawi has now given permission for HMRC to share his private tax details with his investigator.
Uh-oh. Well, luckily, the independent investigator was appointed by Richie Sunak, so I guess he'll be fine. He'll just like, oh, well, okay, that's the evidence. Well, let's throw that away and let's burn it so that nobody else can see it. I mean, why would I trust Richie Sunak? Why does he even say that? That's like admitting that the entire investigation is biased. Now, I'm sure that there will be another independent, a real independent investigation, not a Richie Sunak investigation. And if the investigation actually is independent, then I bet you this guy, well, he'll get into some real trouble. Okay. I hope he has to pay a fine, but really, like in the end, what little he has to pay now, it's not gonna matter in the long run. They are stealing money like crazy, and they are doing it very well.
In here, they claim to be waiting for due process before judgment. Few expect the party chairman will survive. Sam Coates, Sky News.
If you expect the party chairman to survive, yeah. Yeah, like it's okay when you do. This is always the thing, okay? Let me talk about this. This is always the thing about the right wing parties, right? That they always have to find the balance between luring the people into their fake corporate bullshit and not overstepping. This guy overstepped, right? Like getting exposed, that's an overstep. You can do the tax fraud, but you have to be a little bit careful at least. Just a little bit, like, and this guy just went like openly and did like full tax fraud. And yeah, if you get discovered, I mean, people aren't that stupid. People are stupid. Like, don't get me wrong. The average voter is not does not really see. I mean, the average voter, I bet you in 2019 did not see the corruption of the Tory party. Absolutely not. And it was clearly there then, even though it's there even more now. But if you do it so clear that the people just can't be blind anymore, I mean, eventually the eyes have to to wake up. And if you're like waving a hand in front of their face for like 10 hours, then yeah, eventually they will see that you're waving a hand in front of their face, you know? And they will see that, wait a minute, you guys were lying to us. And all of a sudden, all the boomers and all the other people in these Tory party areas, they've realized it. And that's so good because that might finally mean that we're kicking that guy out. But then we're just gonna get Joe Biden as Keir Starmer, which really, well, well, that won't really help. So Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping Keir Starmer gets into power, but I'm kind of not hoping it as well. Yeah. Anyways, that was my quick rant about Nadim Sahabi. And yeah, I hope this guy has to pay his damn taxes, and I hope that all the other billionaires get to pay their damn tax, and they should even pay it double because they deserve that. They don't deserve to have all that money because other people in society are starving and they're just enriching themselves off other people's back. Capitalism is inherently exploitative. Always remember that. Let's move towards a better system and don't be like I was actually at a Marxist right conference just in my local city, right? In the university, actually. Even though I'm not a university student, I managed to get my way in there. And yeah, they said, like, let's go planned economy. No, guys, market socialism all the way. Go for that. No planned economy. We don't like that. That doesn't work. So remember what you advocate for, okay? When you go anti-capitalist, remember what you advocate for. You don't just want to go like, well, capitalism is out, let's replace it with something worse. No, that's not the way to go. Anyways, that's it for this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. See you in the next one.